Phoebe, I'm an addict. I'm forever grateful for this program, and it's an honor and a privilege to be leading for your speaker tonight, Pam J.
My name is Pam and I'm an addict. And I'm clean by God's grace. And the 12 principles of Narcotics Anonymous. Can I take a moment of silence, please? As I said, my name is Pam and I'm an addict. And I'm trying to, I'm trying to elevate my energy, because when I first drove up, my energy, my spirit kind of felt kind of dry. For the two people that were outside, and I know this is Narcotics Anonymous, and to tell you guys that I'm clean by God's grace. And to tell you that my clean day is September 24th of 1984. And people all say if God is willing, but September 24th I'll be celebrating 35 years clean. And that's what I'm going to do. So, you know, this is the first time I've been out here, and I don't know if anybody knows, it's a guy, his name was Jerry with a G. Yeah. And he was a very good personal friend of mine. I think he was the beginning of the day of the dinosaurs. And so this afternoon, my share I'm going to dedicate to Jerry with a G. May he rest in peace. It's kind of busy in here. I'm just to tell you guys the area. I'm from the greater Los Angeles area. I got clean originally February 17th. Of 1981. I'm trying to stay focused because I'm just saying I don't know how anybody else feels, but this is Narcotics Anonymous, and I know they read the 12 traditions, and a lot of times when they're reading the 12 traditions and they're reading why we're here and how it works, people are talking, and man, this is Narcotics Anonymous. My life is on the line, and I need to hear the message that's shared. So I just tell people, if you want to talk, please go outside, man, because somebody might want to hear. That's why I sit in the front. Yeah. And what I've come to understand is like life is right now. I got here at 27. I'll be 66 in September, so time has moved forward. Thank you very much. And I'm going to just take you guys briefly on my journey, tell you guys what happened. I was just kind of thinking about my mom most recently. March 7th of this year, my mom been dead 10 years. And I was fortunate enough to have my mom till she was 95 years old. I was almost 25 years clean when she died. And I be telling folks is that I've been running from me all my life. Running from me all my life. When I share my story, this is my story. We all come from a different place. What you learned in your household might have not been what I learned. What your mother gave you. I always tell people I'm a black woman, I'm a dark-skinned black woman. I grew up in the 60s, and sometimes people try to explain to me the time. It was a good time for me. I took my first drug, and it says that don't be confused because alcohol is a drug. And I took my first drink at 13. It was a can of Rainy Ale. Yeah. Yeah, it was a can of Rainy Ale, and from that day to the day that I got here, February 17th of 1981, just tell you guys briefly, I snorted heroin for a long time. I smoked angel dust every day, all day, for probably 3-4 years. When I say that, it's by God's grace that I got a brain. It's cool. As a result of my attitude and my behavior, I went to several junior high schools. I was just trying to have it my way. My mom just was trying to give me all she could give me. And I always share this, People don't talk. See, I talk about things that people don't normally talk about in Narcotics Anonymous, and this is my story. And if anybody gets offended, oh well, I'm gonna pray for you, and please pray for me. And I just want to say, I want to say this before I finish. I have a friend. His name is Jimmy. May he rest in peace. He died in January. He was sharing in Louisville, Kentucky. It was his last share, and he had they put 2 stents in his heart. And he wasn't doing that well. And he shared in Louisville. That was his last share. And it's something that he said, and it just stuck with me. He shared a whole lot. But you know what he said? He said, it's magic in this motherfucker. Yeah, it's magic in Narcotics Anonymous. It's magic in here. I don't know how you feel about it, but it's magic in here. It's something therapeutic, magical that happens in the rooms of Narcotics Anonymous. If you sitting in here this afternoon, it's something magic. It's magic. So I was running around, and I went to boarding school. And I always share this story. I was at Fauché Junior High School, and my best friend, her name is Shirley Bourne. She was a white girl. The black girls always had a problem with it. And I understand where I'm at. That's why I like our traditions. It says, don't be confused. This is Narcotics Anonymous. It's not white Narcotics Anonymous, black, Hispanic. It's Narcotics Anonymous. It's all exclusive. Anybody is welcome here. If you got a problem, if you want some help, we can help you in here. And sometimes people come in here with that old value system, and I tell people, keep that shit up out of here. You got to come in here and get a new value system. The old value system doesn't work in here, and I see it a lot. It's still happening in here, but I'm trying to be a part of the solution, not the problem. Yeah. So Shirley Bourne was my best friend. I told you guys other girls had a problem with it. And where I've come from, my mother never taught me hate. She never taught me the difference. I look at people and I base it on what you show me. I always tell people, when people show you who they are, believe them. It don't matter who it is. So then I went to the boarding school. And you know what, you guys? I probably should have been in my classroom trying to learn something. You guys know where I was? I was in the bathroom shooting dice and smoking weed. That's what I was in there doing. That should have told me something. I don't know if I was trying to get along, go along to get along, but I grew up as an introvert. I've been an introvert all my life. And it had nothing to do with my mother. It's like I used to watch people. You know, I had these little friends down the street, Lena. It was 3 girls. One of them was my best friend. She used to like me. Now, the other little girls down the street didn't like me. Now, they didn't even know me. And some of that toxic happens in Narcotics Anonymous. Man, we got to get to know people. If you read our literature, it says we each one teach one. It's a therapeutic value of one addict helping another. Ain't no big shots in Narcotics Anonymous, no little shots. One shot and your ass is up out of here. And that's just how it goes. And we have and Bob Baird, may he rest in peace, he was my go-to person. And he said it's an outline, it's a formula, it's outlined in the basic text. See, this is the fellowship. The program is outlined in the basic text. When I got here in 1981, wasn't no basic text. And I tell people, be really grateful. All the IPs and the books that we have, Living Clean, The Journey Continues, The Guiding Principles, they didn't have that when I got here. I don't know if I was trying to get here, but I started carrying a gun at about 13 or 14. I was kind of paranoid. I remember during that time, cigarettes were 33 cents. And I used to give the people, that's a long time ago, I used to give the people that were standing out in front of the stores, you know, I'd give my money to buy me the wine. I was drinking wine. I was drinking Akadama Red, and I was drinking Silver Satin with bitter lemon. I was just trying to be grown and grow up. I don't know. I've been running from me all my life. I was trying to find my way, y'all. Trying to find my way. It's a song, it's by the Temptations. It's called Runaway Child, Running Wild. I was a runaway child, running wild. It says you better go back home. I was trying to find my way. I used to leave home, and sometimes I wonder, why was I leaving home? My mom gave me everything that a kid could have. My mom did days work all her life. My mom was born in 1913. I never understood what she was trying to do. When I started thinking about 1913, that was a long time ago. And she told me, so I was trying to understand why I felt the way that I felt. And so my mom explained to me one day, she said she was playing in a yard. She had a sister that was a couple years younger than her. And she said she was playing in the yard, and she said her mother came to the gate, And she looked in the gate at her and her sister, and she said she'd never seen her mother from that day to this. And so it kind of helped me understood why my mother was the way she was. She was very mean. She always had rules and restrictions. It's like, Pam, you have to be home at 8. I never understood that. 8 o'clock didn't sound that good to me because I wanted to leave home at 10 and stay gone all night or stay gone till the next day, and I could never do that. So, therefore I had a problem. Tell you guys, I got married. I played house for a long time. I was a professional booster, a professional check writer. It's called greed because one is too many and 1,000 is never enough. It was always I wanted more, whatever it was. And I got married. This was in the early 70s. I bought a house. I was making about $80,000 a year. That was during that time. That was a lot of money in the early 70s. So I tell people this is my story. I'm talking about me. I'll keep it on me. Ain't nothing on the outside can fix the inside problem. I suffer with the disease of addiction. It says that I have a spiritual malady is what the basic text says. I have a dis-ease with myself because I'm bitter. I'm angry. I don't like people. I talk about people, I gossip, and it goes on in here when you're at a dis-ease with yourself. The disease of addiction don't have nothing to do with a drug that you use. It's like after the drug is gone, you got left with you. And after everything was gone, I was left with me. So I got married, and I lost my mind. When you're married, you have to act married. And what I've learned is nothing from nothing leaves nothing. Somebody got to have something. When you're in a marriage or a relationship, you have to know how to relate to somebody. You have to learn how to communicate. The conversation can't be, well, fuck it. And that's what mine was, fuck it. And I leave home on Friday and I show up back on Sunday. You can't be married and do that. Thank God for my mother, man. Khadijah, thank God for my mother. Thank God for my mother. I got to Narcotics Anonymous February 17th of 1981. I'm not going to take you guys all the places I went because I went a lot of places and I introduced myself to a whole lot of people. And it wasn't all good all the time. February 17th of 1981, I found myself here in Narcotics Anonymous. We had no basic text. Matter of fact, most of the areas, I don't even think this was an area at that time. There was no area. I didn't have an area. They didn't have Hollywood. They didn't have Greater East LA. It was no area. It was Narcotics Anonymous, very small, and I found myself in here. And I remember the first meeting that I went to, it was out in Johnson Park in Santa Monica. That's where my recovery began. And so I went to meetings. They told me to get a sponsor, and I got one. It says in our literature that we must relearn many things. I don't know why a lot of people are here, and I know why I'm here in Narcotics Anonymous. I mean, I was trying to get my life back because something was wrong. So I stayed clean 3 years. And sometimes, we have to be mindful. Nobody in this room can measure a person's desire to stay clean. Nobody knows when a person's going to come and stay, if they leave and they come back and they leave and they come back. Sometimes we get so judgmental up in this motherfucker and we start talking about what people should or should not do. Won't you reach out to people and tell them that you love them? Won't you embrace people? If you see somebody that you've never seen before, won't you go up to them and hug them and say, hey, my name is whatever and welcome to Narcotics Anonymous. I don't see that happening that much anymore. That's why I tell people, Khadijah, if you come to my area, Greater Los Angeles, and you walk into any meeting there and we never seen you before, we're going to embrace you. Now, this is Narcotics Anonymous. Don't you want to welcome people up in here? They don't do that. And then nobody wants to talk about it because they want to brush it on the rug and act like it don't happen. And then people ask me, Pam, what you talking about? You know what I'm talking about. Let me make it plain to you. And this is my experience. So I came and I stayed for 3 years. I got a sponsor. I was going to meetings, and I think at that time, Amber, I thought I was Narcotics Anonymous, really. And I was going to meetings, and it wasn't a whole lot of, and so I tell people this. When I got clean originally in 81, it was 2 black women. That's it. One got 40 years now, and the other one got 39. One had 11 months, and Janet had 3 years. That was it. So people always say, you know, you got to get in, you got to relate to this person. No, the people that was here, Beto was here, may he rest in peace, and Vita, neither one of them were black, man, and they rolled with me, they loved me, and Frank Villa, he's in Mexico. Man, those are my friends, man, they made me feel welcome here. They embraced me and they hugged me. They said, Pam, we love you. Keep coming, Pam. Keep coming. And Bob Barrett, may he rest in peace, he used to come get me every Wednesday and take me to a meeting. He said, Pam, it's a formula. If you follow it precisely, some things are going to happen. But you can't be the smartest person that you know. Because if you're the smartest person that you know, then you can't get no new information in. Do not be the smartest person that you know. Don't try to tell the help how to help you. So I was coming from a meeting, and I had a thought, and the thought was that I could drink. Sounded like a good idea to me. What I've learned now, I've tapped into the 11th step. Don't wait till you get to 10 and 11 to find the power. I found him in 1, 2, and 3. I tell people think I'm funny. I never seen God. I don't know what he looked like. But Narcotics Anonymous told me to find a God of my understanding. And that's what I came in here and did. So that day I was coming from a meeting. And they say those who come to meetings regularly stay clean. I believe that. But you got to do more than just come to meeting. And you got to do more than just talk to your sponsors. See, y'all, what I found out, you got to live the change. Don't be up here talking, because a lot of people talk. You can talk your ass up in here, and you can quote the basic text, and you can know what's on what page, but how are you living? And what you doing when ain't nobody looking? That's the question that people need to be asking themselves. What are you doing when ain't nobody looking? So you can do fine for an hour and a half or two that you're in here. But I'm not impressed with that. I'm impressed what you're doing when ain't nobody watching you. What you doing then. So I was coming from the meeting. Shit. I had a thought. The thought was I could drink, so, you know, I went, stopped, and I got one. And then after that, I had a hit. And then after that, I had a stroke. I told you guys I snorted heroin for a long time, and I used to always tell some of my friends, I said, you know, them junkies shooting dope. And somebody told me, it's like, Pam, really? It's like, well, stop putting it in your nose and see what happens to you. I didn't understand that. Because at that time, I thought I was the smartest person that I know. So I had a stroke. Took another hit, had another stroke. I was married, and we had sold this house, and I had a whole lot of money during that time, a whole lot of money. I bought this, I was staying in this really beautiful apartment up in Baldwin Hills, and I had custom drapes, and everything was new. I had shag carpet. You know how long ago that was? And I had custom drapes. And everything in my apartment was brand new. Everything. But I want to tell y'all, at the end of the road was no carpet on the floor. At the end of the road, I had sheets up to the window. At the end of the road, I felt like nothing. I looked like nothing. And to wake up with me was to wake up with nothing. When people ask me, Pam, why are you still here? That's why. Because if I take one, all bets are off. And the Narcotics Anonymous gave me a guarantee. To anybody new, I really suggest that you get the basic text and you study it. Get somebody to take you through it. It says that we've never seen a person relapse that lived the Narcotics Anonymous program. It says that. That's my guarantee. It said we never seen nobody relapse that lived the program. It didn't say talk. It said live. So this guy, may he rest in peace. Man, I was gone for about 4 months. But to tell you guys to back up, because see, I had learned how to tell the truth to me about me. And right after I celebrated 3 years, I started taking pills. But I was lying to myself, and I was lying to other people because I wasn't telling nobody. And I was going to meetings, and I was being places that I really had no business being. And I was doing some things that I really had no business doing. Well, I was doing them, and I made a choice to do them. I can't blame nobody for what I was doing, but I was being very dishonest and deceitful because I was lying. So it's a guy, may he rest in peace, he called me. He said he was going to come get me. That was September 23rd, 1984. He asked me did I think that I could not get high that day. And I told him, I don't know. I'll see if I can pull it off. I didn't get high that day, though. But the 24th, he came and got me. And it's so funny, sometimes we give people choices in here. And there's only two choices, you guys. Either you want to live or you want to die. I don't know why you guys are here. I don't know what you suffer with, but I'm here because my life is on the line. Because I found something magical here in Narcotics Anonymous. I found something in here that I have not found anywhere else. It's the language of the heart, because what comes from the heart reaches the heart. And I found some amazing people in here. Really, I have. So he came and got me. He took me to a meeting. He told me, when you get to the meeting, I want you to state your name and your disease. And he really wasn't very nice. He said, and I want you to sit the fuck down. And I didn't say nothing, and I sat down. And that was almost 35 years ago. So now, let me take you on my journey for the last 34 years to tell you guys one of the first things that happened to me. And if you heard me share before you heard it, I got a grandson. His name is Dewan. He'll be 32 years old at the end of next month. And Dewan was born as a result of a rape. My daughter got raped when I was 2 years clean, and she was 11 years old. Almost 12. And I'll never forget when it happened. I was at a meeting of Narcotics Anonymous. I was getting ready to share, and I remember I got the call. I'll never forget that day that I laid out in the driveway. I wasn't working with what I'm working with now, not at 2 years clean. And if you got a child, you would understand, and you're a mother. You don't have to be a mother. You can be a father too, to understand when somebody violates your child. It was not a good time. That was my first experience with forgiveness. It took me a minute to get there, though. That's why I tell people, when people are always talking about what's going on, man, this is life. Life is right now. We don't get no do-overs, no get back. It's now. You live right now. I got more time behind me than ahead of me. Life is right now. At some point, we're all going to leave here. That's a guarantee. And you can't get around it. That's life. That's what's going to happen. As we live, we die. And my daughter was staying with my ex-husband. He had remarried. And just to be honest, because I've learned how to tell the truth to myself about me, I was getting ready to shoot that apartment building up where they lived. Yeah, I still was carrying a gun. I had one. It's registered to me. The disease was up here. And I still was more connected to the people out there than I was to the people in Narcotics Anonymous. And I was telling some people, y'all, we're going to have to do something. Somebody better find out something. Well, the man did 17 years in prison. And as a result, a child was born, Dewan. He'll be 32 next month. He's a black male, never been in trouble, never been to jail. I ain't never had to go to the county jail to visit him, never had to go to the penitentiary to visit him, ever. He don't wear his pants down. He's a good kid. He ain't perfect, but he says yes and he says no, and he don't have no other choice, because if he forgets that, then we will have a situation. But I raised him in here, and he's respectful. He calls me Bama, B-A-M-A. So I had to raise him. At this time, I was 33 years old. You think I wanted to be a grandmother? You think I wanted to raise a kid? I did not. That was a very difficult time during that time. I can smile about it now. When I say that the joy is in the journey, I don't care what your journey look like, but you better find some joy in it. That man did 17 years in prison. First year that he went up for parole, you know I was there. See, what I found out, you guys, in here, my value system has changed. When I got here to Narcotics Anonymous, my spirit was dead. But my spirit came alive. How did my spirit come alive? Because I worked 1 through 12. But I kept living it, and I kept practicing. I kept practicing and practicing. So some things changed for me. You can hate, and it destroys your heart. You only can hate so much. It's just like, you only can hold on to something so long. It will kill you. But I held on for 17 years. Now, to tell you guys, I don't understand it to this day. I haven't talked to my grandson. Me and my grandson have never discussed it ever. We have not discussed it to this day. His mom had the right. She told him what happened. I was going to never tell him. But what happened, you guys, so this right here changed the direction of my recovery. It changed everything for me. It helped me change my perception of people and all of that. October the 6th. Thank you. October the 6th, 2007. I was watching the letters start coming to my house. That's what happened. And letters were coming to my house from the penitentiary. Like, wow, really? Couldn't understand how that was happening. I still don't understand today. I never asked my grandson. Some things you just really don't need to know. And that's what I found out. Some things I don't need to know. But these letters started coming to the house. It was coming from the prison. So I started destroying them. But I was working and doing a whole bunch of stuff, going to school, getting a degree, so I couldn't be posted at the mailbox waiting for the mail lady to come. I mean, I could have, but, because, obsession and compulsion, one thought overrides all other thoughts, man. I could do some stuff, I think about it long enough, I'll be a snap, crackle, and pop. And I guess Dewan must have started getting the letters. I don't know. I never asked him. We never talked about it, like I said. But I'll tell you guys this. October 6th of 2007. I was getting ready to go to Dayton, Ohio to share. I was in my room, Amber, sitting on my bed, the same house that I've been in for the last 26 years. My grandson came into the room. He said, "Mama, my dad's here." And I don't remember at that time what I felt, but something happened in my mind. Something happened. The first thought was to go in my closet, go up in my shoebox and get my gun. Really, that was the first thought. But the Spirit of God said, like, Pam. So I got up. And I came out of my bedroom. And I walked down the hall and I went into my living room. And he was standing there. When I tell y'all that this is real up in here, that it's magic up in this motherfucking Narcotics Anonymous, when I tell you that, it's magic that happens here, because it ain't no way that I could have pulled that off just with me by myself. Because I hold on till death do you part. I don't let shit go. I hold on, I hold on, I hold on. And I found out, hold on for what? Man, sometimes we got to let shit go. So I walked in there. And he was standing face to face to me in my living room. And I shared that day with him how I felt and what happened. But I'm going to tell you guys, thank God for sponsors. I had the same sponsor for 23 years. May she rest in peace. She said, "Pam, you're going to miss it." I said, "Miss what?" She said, "The gift." I didn't get it. See, what I expect gifts to come wrapped up in a pretty bow. Pretty new shoes, new blouse, gold earrings, a new watch, a new car. That's a gift. But understand, folks, gifts don't come like that all the time. It's all to do with perception. If you change the way you think, everything will change. If you change your outlook, your outcome will change. You say, well, how do you do that? It takes practice, folks. You got to practice. You got to practice. You can't just be talking about it. You got to be about it. Henry said, "Pam, the one's the gift." My grandson was the gift. Sometimes the gift might be the loss. It has to do with perception. Sometimes the gift might be the loss of a relationship, the loss of a job. Gifts don't come like we think they should come. It has to do with perception. The one was the gift. I had the opportunity to raise him. He's a good kid. Yeah, I had to put some things on hold, but he was a gift. And that day, October 6th, Khadijah of 2006, I embraced that man and I told him that I forgave him. When you forgive something or somebody, I didn't say forget it, but you don't hold it in your heart. I forgave that man that day. And I have been free from that day to this day. Now the journey, I stayed on the journey, y'all. I stayed on the journey. I've had some other things, man. Let me just tell you, one of the greatest things that has happened, it's like I lost my sponsor at 19 years clean. I sponsor some amazing women. Thank you, Lena. I tell people that the women, see, I sponsor a very diverse group of women. They don't all look the same. They don't all come from the same places. All different. It's like, but it was come from here. what has come from here. So to tell you guys, yeah, a lot of things have happened. You know, people talk about a lot of things here in Narcotics Anonymous. What I did is I did tap into a power. In the second step, it says, come to believe in a power. I need some kind of power to direct and help me. Because, you know, just left with me, all bets is off. Anything could really happen. Even at 34 years clean, I could snap, crackle, and pop. See, I have to stay connected. I have to stay. I don't know about nobody in this room, and you don't have to tap into nothing. But I stay tapped into the 11th step. It says, sought through prayer and meditation to improve my conscious contact with God, praying only for the knowledge of His will and the power to carry that out. And that's what I do. Man, I'm telling you, when I say that I'm in this, I'm in it. I'm in it to win it. And how I've been able to get through all the stuff that I've happened, a whole bunch of stuff has happened. I've learned some things. People talk about relationships in here. They say relationships can be a painful area. They don't have to be. But you got to have something. You got to be working with something. And it better be more than just sex, because if sex is all you got, you don't have nothing. Because you can get that when you can't get nothing. And sex is a feeling until you do it the next time. And people have the right to be with whoever they want to be with, and you don't have to like it. What happens is, I was in a relationship for 10 years. I accepted some things that I shouldn't accept it. It's like, oh, but I was telling myself, it's like, oh, I love Pam. You know, my name is Pam, I'm an addict. And I was sharing here and sharing there. It's like, yeah. But when you really love yourself for real, it's some things you don't accept. It's some things you will not do. See, I made excuses for the people that I was with. I made excuses for them. When you're in a relationship, you're supposed to stay in the relationship. And what I mean is, you know, you're supposed to stay monogamous with that person. You're not supposed to go out. And if you're not prepared to stay monogamous in a relationship, then stay out of it and stay single. Then you can do whatever you want to do. But don't commit to somebody and then do something else. And I'm talking about me, because that's what happened. And it happened more than once. And I accept it. See, I make excuses for people. I make excuses. Oh, he's going to get better. Oh, it's going to change. People show you who they are. Nothing changed, and nothing didn't change. And I just stayed in, and I stayed in, and I stayed in, and I stayed in. And then I had a breakdown, and a breakdown, and a breakdown, and another breakdown, another breakdown. And then I had a breakthrough. And then I tapped into the power, and I started practicing something different. I just started practicing. See, that's the key. People, it's magic in here, but you got to do something. You got to practice. You got to practice. See, I was doing all this talking. You know, I love him. Ain't that a bitch? I didn't even love myself, because when you love yourself, you take care of yourself. You don't lie to yourself like I was doing. And so I got through that. Then I found myself see, what happens is life experiences. You're going to have them. You're going to have life experiences. You're going to lose some folks. There's going to be some things that are going to happen. And that's what I found out. It's two things, you guys, I'll tell you guys, there's two things that I've done successfully and I have done wholeheartedly since I've been clean. There has never ever been a time in my life since I've been clean that I did not go to a meeting of Narcotics Anonymous. There has never ever, I don't care what was going on in my life, I went to a meeting. I went, period. I don't care, and I call my sponsor. At 34 years clean, I talk to my sponsor 3 times a week. I got to run stuff by because I don't want to be the smartest person I know. Because see, sometimes I come up with ideas. I don't want to do that. But I took care of my mom. Bless her heart, I took care of her for the last 6 years. You know, I was able to go back to school. I got 3 degrees. I got an AA, a bachelor's, and a master's degree. I went back to school. Like right now, I'm semi-retired like Pam. Man, I'm trying to live my best life right now. I got more time behind me than ahead of me. Ain't shit guaranteed. It's like life is right now. Ain't nothing promised. Today, this moment is all we got up in here. Don't take it for granted, y'all. Because there was some people that I just seen last week, Khadijah, and now he's gone. Ain't nothing guaranteed. So what I do, I keep coming. I keep coming. My sponsor, I love her. I sponsor some amazing women. Sponsorship is the heartbeat. Sponsorship is the heartbeat. I just give them what was given to me. Where's Irene at? Irene, I want to tell her, man, I love that young lady. I love her, I love her, I love her. See, those are some of the people you meet on the journey. You meet some people, you meet them here, and you connect, and I love her. There's some people in Narcotics Anonymous that I love unconditionally. Just love just because. You got to love people just because. You got to just love people. You can't be talking about it. So you got to make people feel welcome here in Narcotics Anonymous. Not what I felt when I first drove into the gate. You ain't supposed to feel that. And then when I asked the guy the question, he thought, lady, what's wrong with you? Nothing's wrong. What's wrong with you? You've never seen me before. What about, hey, how you doing? My name is, like, welcome to the day of the dinosaurs. What about that? So, you know, I'm like really excited. Amber, thank you for inviting me. Really, I am. It's because Jerry with a G. I think Jerry started this. And he started this. And Jerry's been dead over 20 years, I think. But I swear, you guys, this is the hit. If you're new, can I see a hand of the new folks? Welcome. I'm telling y'all. Welcome to Narcotics Anonymous, for real. Welcome. It says that you guys are the most important person. What I've learned in the beginning, it says the newcomer is the lifeblood of Narcotics Anonymous. Man, I don't know what you came for, but keep coming. Don't let nobody run you up out of here. And if you guys can please remember that as long as the ties that bind us together are stronger than those that will tear us apart, all be well. Thank you guys for listening.